It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
Hey, good morning and welcome to Friday's Travel and Cruise Industry News podcast. On this, what is today? Today's the 4th day of October already. Good heavens. 2024, coming to you from Bedford County, Virginia. Very seasonal Bedford County, Virginia right now. You know, gets nice during the day and cool at night. Yeah. We do have a number of news stories today, folks. Not any major, ball busters, but we got some news stories. The lead story this morning will be repairs complete on Icon of the Seas. Also today, Okaloosa County and the SS United States. We've talked about that several times before. Launch of a Mexican cruise season. V Odyssey sails. And yes, folks, it's actual now. They have sailed away from Belfast. More itinerary changes from Carnival. I'm getting really tired of this. Princess cruise ship snaps mooring line up in Norway in a tragic ferry accident. That and lots more here at 11 o'clock this morning. Today is National Vodka Day. That's just for Hot Air Tom. It seems Hot Air Tom likes to smuggle vodka to breakfast in the morning and get a couple glasses of juice. He even has them make about 3/4 of a glass of juice, and he adds his vodka to it and has screwdrivers with his eggs. Now, I don't know if Cindy's letting him do that at home, but he sure did it every day on the road. Just saying. So it's National Vodka Day. On this day, by the way, in 1927, in the Black Hills of South Dakota, artist Gutzon Borglum began sculpting Mount Rushmore. The project would last for 14 years. He didn't do it all alone. He had 400 people employed in the project that were paid a ravishing $8 per day for 14 years. Well, that's Mount Rushmore, where you can go see, I don't know, Millard Fillmore's nose, or, South Dakota. If you're listening via the podcast, you're always welcome here. You can access the podcast via my blog, which is accessadventure.net, or wherever you get your podcast from. Look for us. Any of the big guys you can search for Travel and Cruise Industry News, and up pops me, the fat travel guy. Okay, so a little bit of personal news before we go on with the business at hand. Most of you know that I went for an MRI yesterday afternoon. This particular MRI that they had ordered is a cardiac MRI. I didn't really realize that until I got there. I was there for 2.5 hours. Finally, they were getting ready to take me in to do the thing, and the technician is looking. She says the doctor wants 2 different MRIs, MRI and an MRA, or this is over my head. Anyway, she only had the order for one, and they didn't order me any sedation. This is the little tube, folks. I'm a big fat guy, and I'm claustrophobic. So she says, we can't do the test today. You'll have to reschedule it. I said, I'll have to reschedule it. Yeah, well, you need to call them and tell them that they didn't send us the right order and that you need sedation and to reschedule. I said, I'm paying you people thousands of dollars for this test, and I have to call because somebody else screwed up? That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I called this morning. I hate hospitals. I hate the medical profession. All of them. I hate them as bad as I hate politicians. All right. So we got several things to go over this morning. This is my friend Rona. Remember Rona from Scotland? She's been on this show a bunch of times. Rona's up in Alaska with some friends. That's Rona there in the middle. And they were in Juneau yesterday. They're on the Encore. That's one of the dam ships. I'm trying to, that might be New Amsterdam, I'm thinking. Anyway, it's one of the Holland American ships. This is up top of Mount Roberts. Which of course, that's one of my favorite spots. And that's Rhonda up there, looking out over the gorgeous scene from the top Mount Roberts. This is looking down on the cruise ships. That may actually be in the tram coming down the mountain, looking down at the ships there in dock. And then they went to the Red Dog Saloon. That's in the Red Dog Saloon. So that's Rona up in Alaska. Rhonda. That's Rhonda Nicholson. Did I say Rona? Rhonda Nicholson. Okay, so this is from Rochelle. They were in Valencia, Spain, yesterday. This is the Holy Grail, supposedly the chalice that Jesus used at the Last Supper. And it's, the Catholics do. It's a big cathedral celebrating that issue. This is all the pilgrims, the pilgrimage, I think they call it, that Rochelle, that's Rochelle. She's over there in the front row, about 3 in from the end. That's Rochelle. And it's another shot of Valencia. She ends up with, and I don't know if she has anything to do with these trips or not. I never ask her, but she's a couple times a year. She's on trips with massive groups of people, and then they are always church oriented, mostly Catholic, Catholic oriented type of a pilgrimages. Is that a good word? So anyway, I got to get her. She's got to get over this fear of being on the air with me. We need to have her on the show at some. She'd be a great guest, and she's so afraid to try it. All right, so now this is Cindy and the girls. And by the way, I understand that Nick has sent Cindy a message. Honey, please come home. I'm starving to death. I know he didn't really say that. I'm just playing. Anyway, Cindy's with the girls, and they went to what's this thing called the Food Republic on the Escape. And this is some pretty awesome looking food. It's of course, everything there is specially prepared. And they do it nicely. That looks it's yummy to me. Not sure what all of it is. This, I think, is a little dessert because they got spoons for everybody. And that's Cindy and the girls. And this is going back to maybe on the first, I think, before they got on the boat. And they went out for dinner and messing around in Rome. And they went to Vini e Cucina Blasi. Look at the size of these drinks, gal. That'd be a kicker, wouldn't it? So, that's just awesome. I would like that a lot. Cindy had to be a little different here, and she had her, I forget what this, Amaral spritzer or something. She started drinking that from Elizabeth. And she tends to drinks it a lot now. And then, of course, they had a little entertainment while there was a good little Italian entertainment. That's pretty awesome. And then some oysters. And those oysters look really good. So I might have to go find this place when I'm in Rome next year. So that looks awesome. All right, so I'll be back with today's news, guys, after a quick break from one of our fine network sponsors. All right, guys, we're going to start off today's show. Where are we starting off today's show? Oh, yeah, that's with Icon. Guests booked on the record-breaking Icon of the Seas will be relieved to learn the ship's next sailing will move forward as planned, following the ship being temporarily out of service for emergency repairs. The ship's October 5th departure was set sail as scheduled, following the cancellation of the September 28th sailing. The cruise line has not shared the nature of the unplanned maintenance, but typically a vessel is not removed from service for such work unless critical systems are impacted, such as propulsion or safety systems. Destin Fort Walton Beach, Florida, and the SS United States Conservancy announced today that the Okaloosa County Board of County Commissioners has approved a contingent contract to acquire the SS United States. According to a press release, the deal could see the historic ocean liner converted into the world's largest artificial reef. The Port of San Diego, gateway to the Mexican Riviera, has officially kicked off the 2024-2025 winter cruise season, with major cruise line poised to homeport ships or visit on port calls. Holland America Line, which typically homeports ships for the winter season, will again deploy 2 ships from November to April. Other cruise brands sailing from San Diego or calling at the port include Disney, Princess, and Viking.
Cruise around the world with the Will Model C2. That's the chair that I use. Our chairs will easily fit through accessible cabin doors and can navigate those tight spaces and crowded places. To see if Will may be right for you, click on the link below to schedule a test drive. Just tell them to use code Chillie for all your mobility needs. That's
Passengers aboard the 3.5-year V Odyssey residency voyage can finally breathe a sigh of relief as the ship has officially left port to begin its 147-country world cruise, ending a long saga of delays and paperwork issues. The ship is now headed to Hunterston, Scotland for refueling and an overnight, with V Odyssey CEO Mike Peterson telling crew he doesn't care where we go, just go, but not to Belfast. Passengers celebrated the long-awaited moment with a christening at sea as Peterson ceremoniously broke a bottle of champagne, although it took 3 times for the bottle to break. Oh well, at least Odyssey is now at sea. Just one day following a series of 11 itinerary changes impacting 5 different ships, Carnival Cruise Line has released yet another batch of changes for 6 more ships and 13 itineraries. While all the changes are relatively minor, so many changes in such a short period of time can be concerning to guests who book their cruise vacations based on specific destinations. The ships impacted for the latest round of changes are Carnival Radiance, Carnival Sunshine, Carnival Spirit, Carnival Valor, Carnival Liberty, and the crew's newest XL class ship, Carnival Jubilee. If you are booked on any of these ships over the next 18 months, check with your travel provider to see if any of the changes may affect your plans. I'm not going to go through each one of the changes individually because it takes too much time And I feel that Carnival could have done this all at once and is just milking it, trying to get more publicity. Anyway, check your cruises and check the changes and see if they really affect you. A Princess ship experienced an unexpected event while docked in Tromsø, Norway, during a 14-night search for Northern Lights voyage. The Caribbean Princess ship mooring line snapped, causing it to drift away from the dock. While the ship's crew acted swiftly and ensured everyone remained safe, a tugboat was called to tow the vessel back to its position. No further issues were reported, and thankfully no injuries were reported among the 3,100 passengers and 1,200 crew members. It has continued on its journey to additional Norwegian ports and will return to Southampton on October the 8th. At least 87 have been confirmed dead following the sinking of a ferry in Lake Kivu in eastern Congo. The vessel, which departed from Minova in South Kivu, capsized near Kiduku Port on the outskirts of Goma, the capital of North Kivu province. 78 people remain missing. 9 survivors are receiving medical care. The exact number of passengers aboard the ferry is yet to be determined. Port authorities at Kiduku stated that the vessel encountered a violent wave leading to its capsizing. Hey cruisers, this is a combination MSC special cruise and a Chillie Cruises solo deal of the day. It's the October 20th sailing of the MSC Seashore, a 5-night cruise out of Port Canaveral. The interior starts at $219 per person, $279 for an ocean view per person, $379 per person for a balcony. That's the Bella Experience for double occupancy. Solo prices start at $315 per person for the Bella Experience for solos. So, and go up from there. The ship sails on the 20th. You have an overnight stay at Ocean Key Marine Reserve in the Bahamas, so you can witness that extraordinary light show that they put on at Ocean Key. Wednesday on the 23rd, you go on to Nassau and back to Port Canaveral on the 24th. Give me a call, 434-258-9264, and we'll get hooked up on the MSC Seashore on October 20th. All right, and that's going to wrap up the news portion of today's show. Let's go see if anybody is paying any attention in the chat room. How about that? Oh, right off the bat, we've got a couple people that I will probably screw up their names. Abrima, good morning to you. Idrissa, hello. Angie. Mohammed says hi, and how are you doing? Always nice to have the folks from X with us. I just wish we could get it straightened out so they could actually get in the chat room with everybody else. There's Hot Air Tom says good morning. And where's Mike? I don't know. Mike is always the first one here usually. There's Steve. Hi, Steve. How's things out in Kentucky? Kenneth up in Pennsylvania. And there's Todd. Good morning, Todd. Katie's with us. She's working, but that's okay. Whoops, I didn't change that. That's Katie. She says good morning to everybody. Kenneth says, Tom, too bad we weren't on the epic 2 cruises in a row. Could have done the same thing. Yeah. Emily's out of bed. What do you know? She says, hello, Chillie and the gang. Sonny's with us down in Mississippi. Hi, Sonny. Jamin. I don't know why I have trouble with that. Jamin. You'll have to tell me how to you properly pronounce that because I'm not sure if it's a long A or a short A. What does Sunny say? Oh, she's saying hello to Emily. Emily says her niece turned 1 yesterday. Sunny says she's a cutie. Emily went live briefly yesterday from my sister's neighborhood because there were deer across from her house in the wooded area. That's cool. Did you go talk to the deer? They carry on pretty good conversations, Em. People think you're nuts. But they, you can have a good conversation with one. Try it. By the way, deer get to know you. One of Amanda's clients, and it's one of the clients that when I was doing stuff for her, that I used to take care of, so I've actually witnessed this. They've got a nice house, a big backyard, and it's a wooded area behind it. And there are deer there every year, and they feed the deer. They give them apples, they give them carrots, they give them all kinds of stuff to eat. And it got to the point where Amanda, when she pulled her car in the driveway, the deer would come walk right up to her and say, where's our food? Go get us an apple. And she'd go in the house, get an apple, because they had stuff there for the deer all the time, take it back out. She never was able to actually give it to them, but they'd stand right there until she put it down. They'd come get it. I mean, they come up 2 or 3 feet away from her every day. And then the babies would start doing it. And then the following year, you'd have like 3 generations of them. And they all got fed. They live high on the hog there. I know a lot of people say you shouldn't feed deer. Well, that's a little different when you're in the city. This isn't out in the country where people are hunting. Kenneth asked, is that Food Republic, is that a specialty dining option? It was, and I don't know with the changes if it's still going to be specialty or not. I have not seen. They're changing the dining setup completely, Kenneth. I would assume that's going to remain a specialty dining package and it'll have a flat fee, as opposed to an a la carte. That's the main change. They're doing away with a la carte, making all of them flat. But I'm pretty sure that's going to remain specialty. I don't know that for a fact. Sonny says Food Republic is specialty dining. Yeah, I'm almost certain it's going to stay that, but I'm just not sure. I haven't seen it written in stone yet. I'm assuming that's what's going to happen. There's Hot Air Tom. Says you get 4 items from the menu for a specialty dining package use. Lots of food. Okay. Katie says Aperol Spritz. That's it. I never can remember what that thing is. That's what Elizabeth and Cindy are drinking, that pink thing. Aperol Spritz. Thank you, Katie. I knew somebody'd straighten me out. Oh, that's Elizabeth. I wonder I haven't talked to her in a couple days now, several days. Haven't seen anything from her. Bob says, thank God it's Friday. I agree. Friday all day. Sonny's love Food Republic. That looks pretty. I've not eaten at Food Republic, and I've been told that I need to. So, there's Joanne. Hi, Joanne. Good to see you. Happy Friday. Chillie, both NCL apps are working properly. I just sent you a screenshot. Oh, good. All right. Glad to hear that. Kenneth Alexander, how are you doing now? Well, I'm doing a lot better. Thank you. I am up. It's going to be in the low 70s today. That's nice for New York. Kenneth Alexander says, I'm from New York. I was just there. I was there for a couple days. Got home on Monday night. as a matter of fact. This last trip, folks, and I will probably say this 100 times, Boston was out of this world. I had no trouble in the chair. Yeah, there was some slight hiccups getting on and off of boats, but I expect that. But at least I was able to get on and off boats. I mean, quite often, they will not let me or anybody in a wheelchair go on excursions, but because of access to accessible transportation. Man, it was great in Boston. Had no trouble rolling all over town, and we rolled all over town. Hot Air Tom probably averaged at least 2 miles a day of walking, and maybe closer to 2.5 every day. And that was for, 9 days or something, however long we were in Boston. It was a nice trip. New York had some problems. Yeah, it was a little dicey. But still, I got to do a nice excursion. Scared the hell out of me, but I got to do a nice excursion in New York. And the hotel was gorgeous. Yeah, it was the Intercontinental in New York is a great hotel. The Intercontinental in Boston, I think, is a step better, but they're both just fabulous hotels. So, just saying. Emily says, I did talk to the deer. Good for you, Emily. I'm glad. Just kidding. No, don't kid. You got to talk to them. I talk to all my animals, whether they're wild or tame. You never know when one of them will talk back, And usually they listen. They listen a whole lot better than humans do. Kenneth says, Tom, that was for if we bought the alcohol again on the Epic first cruise. Yeah, Kenneth, I can't decide if you were the bad influence or I was the bad influence. But between the two of us, we got Hot Air Tom he's in the gutter, just absolutely in the gutter now. Emily says, 74 chats with Bambi live. Emily 74 chats with Bambi on. Yeah, that'd be a great channel. That really would. Kenneth, it took me a few minutes and I realized what you meant. I realized it right off the top. I knew exactly what you said. That's why I chuckled when I read it. Emily says, I posted video and pics on my Facebook of the deer. Em, your weather sounds good. It'll be in the high 80s. Yuck. Oh, that's down. Man, I'd like it to be in the high 80s. That's how much I like it hot. I need to be in Florida. Or I need to be someplace where it's a lot warmer than it is here. Still pretty hot in Florida. Stay cool, sonny. I think I saw Food Republic was the lowest tier specialty dining at $40 plus gratuity. Okay, that's not bad. Jamin. Okay, I got you. It is a long A. Okay, thank you very much, Jamin. There's Roger says hi from Jacksonville. Good morning, Roger. Sonny says all a la carte are being replaced with one fee. That's correct. Joanne reminds everybody to hit the thumbs up. Thank you, Joanne. That's always appreciated because I haven't said that yet today. Chilliescruises. There is an NCL list showing tiers for which restaurants are each $40, $50, and $60 pricing. Okay. Em says, what is Food Republic? It's a specialty upscale fusion type food. I don't know how I should say that. Called episode 2 of Dr. Odyssey last night. I made it through about half of it, Roger. I made it about half of it and then fell asleep. It wasn't a show. I was just tired. I don't stay up very late anymore. I'm getting old. Sorry, Chillie. Meant to say they are not working. Are not working. The apps are not working. Oh, no, they're not going to work till you get on the ship. No, yeah. Wait a minute, that's not true. They should be working. I'll look into that. Usman says, hey. My bad, typing fast. Both NCL apps not working. Yeah, I got that. Both NCL apps. I have the NCL app that I use on my phone when I'm on the ship, but you should be able to access, when you're booked on the cruise, you should be able to access the cruise. I don't understand why that's not working. Katie said, saw that too, Roger. Got to get your story straight. Did you check on the website using PC? I can't do anything on apps except onboard ships. That's what I was thinking, that doesn't work, that you have to use a computer ahead of time, and then your phone app works when you're on the ship. But I'm not sure that that's true in all cases. Anyway, try it on a computer, You should be able to access it, and it should show you your next cruise and when it starts, and give you a chance to order stuff and, all those things that you can do on the side. How many apps does NCL have? Well, I know it's got the phone app. I mean, I have different programs because of booking, but I still have the same app that everybody else has when I'm on the ship. And then if I want to, I go to ncl.com like everybody else to check on cruises and stuff. I have another system that I get into for booking purposes, so that doesn't count. As far as I know, Emily, Katie, there's just one app. One phone app. That's what we use on the ship. I always use the apps. It's nice to see how many until I cruise. Okay, how many days or whatever it is. Yeah. Here's another good explanation of NCL's MAS. There you go. She's got the link to it. Very good. M says, Katie, there are two that I see. Just search NCL More at Sea. Yep. That's the name of the new program. NCL has two apps, the old app and a new one that was introduced last month. There we go. And one of them is going to be going out. The new app is not working perfectly yet. Either use the old one or the website. There you go. Hot Air Tom knows more about that than I do. Because he's been on the ships since I have. I haven't been on an NCL ship now for 6 months. Because I had to cancel out on Hot Air Tom. So, all right, that's going to wrap it up for today, folks. Again, as always, thanks for being here. Hope you've enjoyed it. Nice number of in-house today, over 120. That's awesome. Do appreciate that. Don't forget, folks, smash that thumbs up button. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. That'll help the channel out a bunch. And hopefully, guys, you'll be back again Monday. I may do something again over the weekend. Depends on the news. I'm not going anywhere this weekend. I'm still recovering from Hot Air Tom. So we'll see how that goes. But I'll follow the news and do a live if necessary. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for today. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, think about cruising, and hopefully one day soon we'll all get together on the high seas. Have a great Friday and a fabulous weekend. See you next time.
I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry. So if you like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, Chillie chats, and travel and cruise industry news, just hit the little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner, hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when a new video is up or we go live. This video was produced by Chilliescruises.